I think when you're looking at walking dogs, guys, I mean, I'd always try, and when we're looking at either behavioural issues or just general exercise, I mean, I don't know what sort of walks you've got in Cape Town there. I'm sure there's a big variation.
Mountains, we're mountain walkers, so our dogs get a huge amount of exercise.
And that's brilliant, and we do want to exercise our dogs, and I always try to make the walk, I always say, constructive. So trying to add certain things into the walk may help relieve stresses for our dog, but also how are we protecting nature? So when we're looking at dogs like Ren, who's maybe a working dog, what can we do to get rid of her working energy? Many pet dogs I see are maybe chasing game, hares, animals that are maybe already under pressure. And can we help relieve that pressure by training our dogs properly and potentially using our lures like toys to get rid of that hunt instinct?
On Springwatch, we were talking about this, about how dogs can really affect wildlife, and in particular during breeding season, which is obviously the spring. And what a lot of people don't realise when they're walking on this, massive beach, is that there's ground nesting birds on that beach, and they're vulnerable. And obviously, for predators, they're easy prey. And a dog that maybe not even chasing the bird, it's just running, comes across the nest, stumbles over it, breaks the eggs. And so look out for those signs, because most areas do have signs on the beach that say, at this time of the year, we've got ground nesting birds, and really respect that, because dogs can do a huge amount of damage. And I don't know how many of you were watching the whole of the series, but we had cameras on areas, and we saw a dog do exactly that. He came onto this wetland area and started to eat the eggs. And it's heartbreaking when you've got oyster catchers or whatever, or avocets. Avocet's a threatened bird, and you've got a random dog that's off the lead that has just trashed the nest. And I love having my dog off the lead. It's great to have your dog off the lead, but just know where it's okay to do that. Autumn now is also a time where you've got to be very careful, particularly on beaches and wetland areas. You've got a lot of migrating birds coming in. Do not let your dog run through an area where there's, a whole flock of birds, because that is going to be disastrous. So it's just being mindful and being conscious. And, if you've got deer in an area, if you've got sheep in an area, just be careful and know the areas that you can let them off the lead. Obviously, it is great for dogs to be off the lead if they're well behaved, because they get to run far more than you'll be able to run with them. But just, as I say, just do your research, do your homework, know where those areas are.
Very interesting. And I think also, guys, understanding your dog, because some dogs have a higher prey drive than others. So unfortunately, like this dog that got into the nest, or we've heard and seen of dogs maybe attacking seals or mammals like this. And what I like to do when I'm working with dogs at the training school is think about the toys we've got in our toy box. So I've got here a couple of eco-friendly toys. If I can just pass Michaela Wren here. There we go, you've got a new friend. Okay, these types of toy that we've got are what I call chase toys. So they're both made of recycled stuff, okay? And a lot of the time I'll see dogs that are chasing prey or game or livestock, and unfortunately they've found a target within wildlife, or a woodland or a moorland. And can we stop them chasing those things and get that instinct onto something we can put in our pocket? So structuring the walk can be very, very important. And that's something you can see. Ren, she likes these toys. I can get rid of all those endorphins that chasing requires within a play game. And a lot of the time, these toys might be sitting under a sofa or out in the garden. As soon as we go out the front door, maybe the gun dog, the lurcher, is looking for game. So can we make this the target? Think about those dogs at airports where they want to find the drugs, they get the lure. Can you make a lure that we can put in our pocket, give that dog the chase instinct, and leave wildlife alone? One of my other dogs, my wife is around today, you'll see maybe with a yellow Labrador, if she sees a hare now, she'll run back for her ball. So I've conditioned that response, and then we give her the chase when she sees an animal. So you'll look up and think, oh, there's a hare gone. She actually even shows me where wildlife is, which is amazing because I love seeing it. So that's where we're using the toy. And if, again, going back to those drug dogs, if actually you take them in a pheasant pen or a woodland or something like that, often they'll ignore those game around because they want the lure so much. And of course, where you are in South Africa, I'm sure the game's very different.